So what is going on, guys? It's Zenkai Gaming back again, and in this video we will be going over the top 5 weapons to use in Returnal. Now honestly, every weapon in this game is viable, but there are some better than others. This is my personal list of the best weapons in the game, so go ahead and leave a like on this video, guys. Really helps me out. Let's get this out there to folks, and let's get started. First up on our list, we have the thermogenic launcher. This is a super powerful launcher, whether up close or from a distance. This hurts from anywhere on the board. This is what makes the thermogenic launcher so fun to use. It's a versatile weapon that adapts to the situation at hand and fits many playstyles. Now, one thing to note is that this weapon overheats very fast and has a relatively slow overload speed. But this doesn't matter too much because each blast deals massive damage, and the slow overload speed actually makes it easier to click successfully. The best traits for the thermogenic launcher are full auto, replicating hits, and large chamber, and thermite rockets. Next, we have the tachyomatic carbine. Not much needs to be said about this weapon. This is your standard Call of Duty-esque assault rifle. If you play a lot of action shooter games, the carbine is likely the most natural gun for you to use. This thing just drills motherfuckers down, especially with armor piercing. It's just not even funny sometimes. It's ridiculous, the DPS. The carbine is a very solid weapon, one that you can take from biome 1 to the end of the game, no problem. My favorite traits for the tachyomatic carbine are rising pitch, armor piercing, critical hit, and leech rounds. Accelerate is pretty good as well. Next up is the Hollow Seeker. Again, not much to say about this one. Continuing with the Call of Duty contrast, this would be your light machine gun. If I had to sum this weapon up in one phrase, it would be spray and pray. Spam and go ham. The bullets themselves don't do a lot of damage, but the magazine is so ridiculously large that you can take down an entire wave of enemies without even overheating. The Hollow Seeker is great in large clusters or against big targets that can body block every single flying projectile that fires out of it. My favorite traits on this weapon are portal beam / portal turret, serrated projectiles, retarget, and split stream. Another one of the top weapons in this game is the Electro Pylon driver. There's so many ways to use the Electro Pylon driver, and some crazy things can be done with it. The player can shoot pylons into multiple enemies and stream damage that way. You can surround yourself with a pylon barrier and nothing will be able to get close to you. I like to just kind of set them up all over the board and let the pylons do all of the work, especially versus Kerberonics or Severed or any of the single target mini bosses. Set up the pylons all over the board, shoot a couple at the enemy, and remain untouchable. So right here, look at how this Kerberonics has zero chance to land a hit on me, while I have pylons streaming everywhere, dealing damage by the second. This is a very interesting weapon that's great for players that like to let their creativity roam free. My favorite traits are Pylon Web, Protective Pylons, Finisher, and Enlarged Chamber. Now before we get to the last weapon on our list, I'd like to show some love and acknowledge the runner-ups, aka Honorable Mention. There's 2 weapons that made Honorable Mention. First up is the Dreadbound. Now this is personally one of my favorite guns in the game, and one that I feel needs a bit more love from the community. A lot of folks don't like this because it's easy to miss, and the shots take forever to return, which is true. But there's a reason for this, and this reason is strictly overpowered, freaking broken. The Dreadbound does not overheat, nor do you have to overload. This means that the gun has the potential to shoot infinitely, so when you really take advantage of that ability, the Dreadbound is dishing out some crazy DPS, perhaps the highest in the entire game. The best traits on this weapon are 4th Shard, returning damage, expanding shards, and staggering. Second on the honorable mention list is the Spitmaw Blaster. This is a very solid weapon, one that best fits the run and gun playstyle, but can be used multiple ways. For the most part, this is actually one of the stronger weapons in the game. Where the Spitmaw falls short is its long range ability. If the player is not up close and personal, they won't get the best performance out of this weapon, even with some of the traits that increase its long range capabilities. The top weapons do not suffer from these drawbacks, but it's still very good and can perform with the best of them. My favorite traits to have on the Spitmaw are Rapid Spitter, Explosive Spit, Piercing Spit. I think I'm gonna spit right now. Critical Stagger, or even Narrow Maw to boost the effectiveness from long range. And last on our top 5 list, but not least, is the Rock Gland Lobber. I find this weapon to be very easy to use and very effective. Relatively small chamber, and successfully overloading is a bit tricky to get the hang of because the window is quicker than most. But once you get the hang of it, you'll feel unstoppable. You'll notice any kind of weapon that can deal damage over time is very overpowered in this game because you don't have to be actively attacking to kill enemies. You can focus on dodging missiles or scavenge the room for items while an enemy is dying off screen from a caustic shot. The best traits on this weapon are caustic rot, durable rot, portal rot, any of the rots really, tendril rot, explosive shot, and enlarged chamber. And there you have it, folks. The top 5 weapons to use in Returnal. Just to clarify, these are in no particular order. Maybe there's a gun on this list that you didn't like before, and now you got to give it another shot. Or maybe there's a gun you really like that didn't make this list. Let me know in the comments what your top 5 is. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it helped you out. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and smash that subscribe button for more content. It's been my pleasure. You know what we say. Play and train. Game insane. I'm out, guys. Take care.